Huge shout out goes out to our current channel members. If you're interested in gaining a channel membership, then feel free to head over to my channel profile and click the join button. Also, we do have a Ninjago Discord server. It's a great way to communicate with myself and many others. For more details on that, click the very first link at the very top of the description of this video.
Oh, hello there everybody, and welcome back on in to the channel here today for a new one. Now today I wanted to discuss a particular topic that's kind of been like brewing in my mind, and this has come as a direct result of all of these new teasers we've been getting. In particular though, all of the teasers slash trailers involving the actual villains, as today's video is, well, believe it or not, focused around the villains only, and a bit of a huge contrast slash difference between some of the actual villains and why I like this particular difference so much. On top of that, this isn't something I've really seen many other people talk about. Again, I could be wrong on that. For all I know, this could have been some hugely spoken about topic, but because I haven't really been in the community recently, I haven't seen any of this so far, so who knows, maybe I'm wrong. But believe it or not, even just my time on Twitter recently, I haven't seen anybody else bring this up, and so maybe it's more of a unique idea that I'm thinking about. I don't really know if that makes this any more special, but regardless, there is a little something that I've picked up on when it comes to the characters known as Rapton and of course Lord Raz that I find to be very interesting. It's a bit of a stark contrast between them, and what makes this even better is the fact that they are obviously fighting for the same team, right? They are on the exact same villain team, fighting for the same goal, and are also fighting against the ninja, but internally there is an actual difference, a big difference between them, and that's really what I want to get into today. So, Rapton, let's begin with him. He is like the slightly lesser one. He is like the general, I suppose you could say, of this whole Imperium thing they've got going on. Yeah, he is like the, again, the main general of sorts. He is one lower than the main villain, maybe a few lower actually, I could be wrong on that. But yeah, you guys get the idea. He is fairly high ranking, but at the same time, he's not at the top of the food chain, if that makes any sense. And Rapton, from what we've seen so far, is an interesting mix between being slightly goofy, taking himself too seriously, and also is actually quite menacing on his own. He's a funny mix between all of those different things that I have just stated. But at the same time, there is this pretty big side to Rapton where he seems to be kind of stereotypical, and that's not necessarily in a bad way, but by stereotypical in this particular instance, I mean because of the fact that he, well, underestimates the ninja. He underestimates the opposing side, just like pretty much every other villain out there in existence in any other piece of media, right? Especially in, like, kids' shows where things are maybe a little bit more cliche, a little bit more basic. Again, that's not to insult anything here, but I'm just saying it is what it is, really, at the end of the day. But again, what I'm trying to say is that he seems to be underestimating the ninja and the opposing team that he's fighting against quite a fair bit, to the point where even Lord Raz sees that as a big weakness for Rapton in this particular instance. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we also have Lord Raz to talk about, and this is where things get interesting, and this is where this big contrast that I'm talking about really comes into play, as Lord Raz is extremely unique, as he, as a villain, isn't underestimating the ninja or just the opposing side in general. You know, in this case, the dragons, that is. He sees them as very powerful creatures, and he is telling Rapton to not be underestimating them. Do not undermine them. They are very powerful creatures. Which, to me, is a very unique thing to see within Ninjago, because, again, it's always a very common trait for villains in, especially Ninjago, right, just using that as an example, to underestimate the opponent, and that is usually where their downfall begins. But with Lord Raz in particular here, you know, despite Rapton thinking that way, in that stereotypical type of way, Raz, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He is not underestimating anybody, and he is literally telling Rapton to be careful. That is a big weakness, and I find this to be very cool. At the end of the day, it's a very simple touch, but at the end of the day, I think it's a very powerful one, and I think this is a great quality for a villain to have. It makes things just that little bit more, interesting, more unique to this particular character, and it also adds that sense of, well, if he isn't underestimating the ninja, how will he get defeated? Because if he's taking all of these necessary precautions to be safe against the dragons, and, I'd imagine also the ninja as well, how is that actually going to lead to his downfall? Is it going to be something extra going on? We don't really know, and just kind of knowing that, having that sense of mystery to it, just makes things even better, and I can absolutely appreciate that, and also just having that complete different balance on the same team of of Rapton, who is stereotypical and underestimates the dragons and the opposing side, and then also having Raz, which is the complete opposite of Rapton, where he is not underestimating them at all. It's very, very cool in my personal opinion, and I am a big fan of that quality. Again, it's something unique, and I can't wait to see where this actually unravels in the season. But with all of this being said, I think that is basically everything I wanted to actually go ahead and discuss in today's video. Hopefully you guys did all enjoy this one. With all of this being said though, that is basically going to cover it from me here, so hopefully you guys did all enjoy it. Please do feel free to drop any of your own thoughts on all of this down below in the comments, though I'd love to hear your own thoughts regarding this. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like on it, subscribe to the Overlord X YouTube channel for more, and hit the notification bell so that you behind the screen there, yes you there, I'm looking at you, can keep up to date on all things Ninjago right here on the channel. And with all of this being said, I will catch you all soon for a new one. Goodbye everybody, see you all very soon.